Hello, everyone. This is Shelby Tuck Horton, Vice President for Education. Today is Wedding Wednesday, and our webinar is with Sylvia Miller. I'm so delighted to have Sylvia here for a number of reasons, but one of the primary reasons is that she is a connector. She has, since I've known her, uh, been a very expert person at connecting the right people to the right people. And it is an art to doing this because not everyone can do it and not everyone does it. But she explains the art of networking in a really simple way that will help elevate your business. I also am happy to have her here because for a very long time she was an ABC member and she was based in Maryland. So she was my member as well as ABC at large member. So I welcome you, Sylvia, and I'll let you tell everyone all about you.
Well, thank you. And can you go to the next slide for me?
Sure.
So, hello everyone. I am super happy to be here, not only because Shelby asked me to, but because this topic is something that's near and dear to my heart and actually what I am doing full time now as a career after being a former event planner for 16 years and an ABC member. I worked in high volume sales for 25 years with a dining and sightseeing company out of DC and Baltimore and throughout the US. And being in BNI, which is my own personal referral networking organization, I have learned so many ways to network better and stronger that have helped me to not only build the business that I had, but also continue to build others' businesses as I'm meeting the folks in my region and across the world because this is a global organization. So today's webinar is really going to focus on making sure that you're doing the things that you need to be doing when you're out and about networking so that the rooms that you're in are going to move your business. They're going to help you to grow your business, to strategize better for your business. So let's go to slide number 3, please. Next one.
Next one.
Yes. So today we will, and I'm going to have you click through as I say them, please. We're going to break down how to identify the right networking opportunities for yourself and for your business. Next one. Discuss how to show up strategically at networking events. It's great to be in a room, but if you go into that room and come out without a connection, without the next steps, you're really doing a disservice to yourself and your business, and you're not using your time effectively. And we're going to talk about that. Next point. We're going to discover the essential follow-up steps that turn conversations into meaningful connections. Next one. And we're going to help you to set goals so that you can put these things in action right away. All right, next slide. So, first question is how do you decide which networking events you will attend? Let me see. I'm going to pick on someone. Let's see. I see Nina. Is it Nina? Hi, Nina. Can you unmute
Hello.
yourself and answer the question? How do you decide what networking events you'll attend?
Well, for me, it's the networking events that I believe might have some new connections for me. Probably be some industry-related vendors
Mhm.
that I would like to meet, and probably create some business opportunities with them. These are my criteria.
Absolutely, absolutely. Next
Oh,
slide for me, Shelby.
okay.
All right, so there are a few things that you must consider when you're choosing what networking opportunities will suit your business. Just like Nina mentioned, if you could go to the next slide for me. What are your business needs? Next one. What is your time commitment? How much time are you able to commit to dedicating weekly, monthly, and so forth on marketing your business? Because that's what networking events are for. They're about marketing your business and establishing the relationships. Next point. And what can you afford to invest? Events for networking can be as low as $0, and they can be annual memberships that can go into the thousands of dollars. And so you need to be prepared to decide what can you invest, how soon and how fast you can invest that so that you're making the right decisions, because every decision you make when it comes to spending money for your business has to have a return on investment. And so we're going to be looking at that deeper. Next one, please. So what are your business needs? And we're going to kind of click through these, Shelby, and I'll talk to each point. So click for me. All right. So as Nina had mentioned, she's looking for connections. Maybe you're looking for more vendors to connect with. As a event planner, my business partner, I prided ourselves on having a catalog, as we called it, a portfolio of vendors. We didn't just have one photographer. We didn't just have one baker. We didn't just have one designer, one transportation company, because we wanted to make sure that we had great connections so that no matter what budget our clients were working with or where they were going to be hosting their event, we could always give them three options to look at. Sometimes those options were based on locality, sometimes those options were based on their budget. We always had a high, middle, and low, a better, best, and bester, or bester, or excellent, so that they would be able to continue to look at those vendors and they would be trusted vendors. So we were looking for those connections. Next slide. Next point. Maybe you're looking to expand or diversify your brand portfolio. Maybe you are taking your business into another branch. Maybe you're adding on additional services and you want to be able to promote those. Or when you have a captive audience in the room, that gives you an opportunity to expand on those new items that you're adding to your portfolio. Next one. Maybe you're looking for exposure. Maybe you're looking to reach a different audience. Maybe you're tired of the DIY brides and you want to move to the luxury brands, or maybe you have been in the luxury and you want to go through travel, and now you need to rethink how and who you're engaging with in order to get that exposure. Next point. A lot of times people are looking for networking opportunities that are going to provide them education, experience, take their business to a next level, show them how to do certain things that they haven't been familiar with. Maybe you're going to an AI expo so that you can build your brand awareness through the use of AI. So you always want to make sure that you're looking at what specifically you need in your business, and keep a board, write down. If you see something that really interests you about your business, you write that thing down. And as you're looking at your networking events, how does that relate to what your dreams are for your business? Next point. Maybe you're looking to showcase your talent, get your name out in the community. Maybe you're looking at vendor booth opportunities, expos with, as planners, you're able to show how well you can zhuzh and bling up and do all of those wonderful things that you do for your clients. And so a networking opportunity doesn't always have to be being in the room to meet people. It can also be being in the room so people can come and see what you're about and join your list of client base. Next one. And of course, you want to make money. Why else would you be out there networking? You are out there to market your business, to get your name out there, to expose your brand so that people will do what? They will book you. So that is important. So you should always think about what is the reason for me going into this room. Next slide, please. And so knowing your why it doesn't have to be just, I just want to go meet people. It goes much, much deeper than that. You want to know what this business opportunity is going to mean to your business. This is your time. Time is money. So you want to make sure that you're investing the time that will take you either into rooms that will help you to get to accidentally got muted. It will take you into rooms so that you are able to take your business to the next level. Now, what is your commitment level? With your commitment level, you got to be honest with yourself. How much time can you carve out? Again, networking opportunities could be as little as a couple of hours to a commitment every week, every month, every quarter. So you really have to be able to carve out that time that you would dedicate to marketing your business, because this is part of your marketing plan. Next point. You want to set aside time for your marketing. if you're working full time, it can be challenging, but believe me, you have to carve out the time. Anything good takes time and needs your attention, and you can only grow your brand and your business if you are dedicating time to it. And we'll talk about what that should look like. So if it's going to be weekly, monthly, quarterly, set the plan, have a goal, and work towards that goal, and then increase on that goal exponentially as you can. Next point. Are your lead sources, your referrals, your prospects limited or determined by the time that you can dedicate? Have you ever signed up for a list from The Knot or from Wedding Wire or Event Tective and gotten so many leads you have no time built into your schedule to actively go after those leads? Don't spend money on things that you know that you are not going to be able to fulfill your part of, because if you're spending the money, it has to have a return on investment. Next point. And can you be consistent? There is nothing worse than putting your name and your brand out there and then you are not consistent, especially if you're in a referral networking group. Referral networking is built on relationships, being present, being in the space. If you are not consistently in the space, if you are not consistently present, you're consistently late, consistently leaving early, it sets the expectation that that is how you're going to do business and your referrals will suffer from it. So be honest with yourself, be reflective of with yourself, as Shelby will tell you. Look deep inside your soul and make sure that the commitment that you are making is going to be the right one for you so that you don't make missteps that will cause your business to suffer because of it. We'll move to the next slide. So time is money, as I mentioned before. To make money, it takes time. You have to invest. Experts from the financial world, from Wall Street, suggested you should invest at least 20% of your work week marketing your business. At bare minimum, that's 8 hours if you're working a 40-hour week. So you definitely want to keep that. If it's a 20-hour week that you dedicated, that's 4 hours. So either exponentially or at a minimum, you should at least dedicate some time to look at your marketing plan, what's going to be coming up in the future weeks so that you can make sure that you are on task. Next slide. And so what is your networking investment? And we have a few points here. Next one. Networking is an investment in the health of your business. Yes, you can depend on word of mouth to get you out there, but eventually the murmur will stop. How do you create the continuous conversation about your business, the wonderful things that you do, the wonderful weddings and events that you're putting together? You've got to get out there and do your marketing strategy in order for others to continue to see you. Next one. It's just like a gym membership. You have to use it for it to work. Otherwise, you're just going to be a member. You're not going to be actively working it. And networking and a referral networking especially means that you're actively seeking connections, that you're actively building those relationships, that you're actively putting your business out there to get exposure in different levels, whether it be a networking event or a conference or a convention. You are actively seeking those things so that you can continue to grow your business. Next point. And are you able to budget monthly, quarterly, annually for membership commitments? Just like ABC, you have an annual due. Well, when you're looking at other networking opportunities, you want to make sure that you frame it. What can I afford in a year's time to put towards this so that you are able to budget for those, to plan for those? When your renewals come up, it's not a heavy burden to be able to renew because you know that it is worth the time and effort to continue to build the health of your business. Next point. And what type of return on investment, ROI, many of you may have heard if you've listened to financial business and returns. When you are investing your time and your money, you need to be able to say, this is why I'm doing this. I've committed to it. I have the time set aside for it. I have budgeted for it. Now you have to think of, what does it look like at the end of this membership? What do I need to have gained? Do I need to have gained 5 new events? Do I need to have gained $10,000? Do I need to have gotten a lot of education, learned a new skill, been able to implement a new product or service in my business repertoire? If you don't have that end game, there you don't know where you're going. You're basically just feeling through the dark. So you want to make sure that you know what your end game is, what you want to have that result in, whether it's building a portfolio of great vendors for your clients to use. You'll be able to do that if you know what that end game looks like. Next slide, please. And so again, looking back at what Wall Street and other financial advisors say, this says you should at least have an investment of 5 to 12% of your gross revenue for your marketing for your business. Even when money is tight, is even more crucial to keep up with marketing efforts in your business. Does it mean that you will continue to drop thousands of dollars for the membership? Maybe not. Maybe it means that you look at smaller, more or less frequent networking events, but you continue to build it into your budget regardless. Because if you don't, if you stop talking about your business, no one else will. So you are your biggest billboard. You are your brand. So make sure that you continue to look at your brand as the business and continue to build on the health of that business. Next slide. So I wanted you guys to take a moment, and then I'm going to ask a couple of people to share, to take a moment to write down what your business needs are based on the list that we talked about, whether it was looking for connections, whether it was looking to get experience, whether you're looking to make a shift or add on a new branch of your business. Then I want you to think about the time that you are currently dedicating to your marketing efforts and what you think you should increase that time dedication to. And then I won't ask you to share, but you can put down what you think you can afford to invest in the next 90 days. So we're going to give you about a minute and a half to jot down some thoughts, and then I'm going to ask someone to share that with us. And while we're waiting, if you're willing to be our volunteer, you can raise your hand and we'll be able to see you and have you speak. I see lots of brains. I see all the wheels turning, people writing feverishly. So did anyone raise their hand to volunteer, or do I have to volunteer someone? All right, I see Carol raised her hand. So Carol, while everyone's wrapping up, can I get you to go ahead and share what you wrote down as some of your needs for your business, the time you're currently dedicating to marketing your business, and the time that you'd like to expand on that? And you don't have to share your investment, but if you want to, you can.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. I've
Hmm.
started taking a little bit, instead of just, scrolling pages, I started taking a little bit more time to follow and like and comment on some of the businesses that I want to do business with and the circles that I want to be in. And then I've also began creating some more documented content, such as videos, instead of graphic content, so that
Hmm.
people have more visibility of what it is that I do. So I am taking a little bit more time to create those videos, and have to post them, but I also have to learn that they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be out there. So it's
Absolutely.
probably about at least another hour to 2 hours a week of time invested, but I've grown already in the last few weeks with additional followers and people reaching out to me to inquire about my business. So it's definitely, and it actually hasn't cost me anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
just changing the type of content I'm doing. Along the lines of the organizations, I've spent some time taking a step back, and I work mostly in the wedding or corporate event space. So I've taken the time to join organizations that are catering and event specific,
Mm-hmm.
as well as some organizations that are more corporate event specific.
Excellent. Excellent. And so by making a dedicated effort to market your business and thinking about the strategies differently than just going through and liking, you're making the connections. And that's important. If you only like everything, they don't notice you. But if you start to like it, you share it, you comment on it, they start to see that you're a notable networker, you're starting to connect, and then taking it to another level, reach out, send a message, send an email to say, hey, I've been watching you on social media. I think it would be great if we connect to see how we can help one another. That's going to help you with the referrals. That's going to help you with building the business because not everyone is going to be like you. Not everyone is going to reach out. And so that's how you're going to get into the rooms that move your business. When you take the opportunity to reach out to those businesses and make those connections, that's what's going to take it to the next level. And so thanks for sharing. I really appreciate that. Shelby,
Thank
we
you
can
very
move.
much.
You're welcome. We can move to the next slide. And
This
so,
is this the
uh,
right slide, Sylvia?
yes, and you're going to be
Okay.
clicking through as I talk about them. So let's talk about the rooms that move the business and different networking opportunities. So the first of which, and you can click through, Shelby, will be the referral networking groups like BNI. I am part of BNI. We are a weekly dedication membership with an investment where we meet weekly to become each other's sales team. So we get to learn about each other's businesses. We share what our passions are about the business that we are in or own, and then we tell them what are the connections specifically that we need to make. I'm going to use Tia as an example. Tia is one of the people that I sponsored into my chapter, and Tia not only came in to expand on her corporate business, but she also is now launching a completely separate sector of her corporate business where she's going to be launching a special program for nonprofits and for charitable events. And so by sharing a presentation of 10 minutes with us to tell us how she's going to level up her business to do these nonprofits, she educated a room of 27 people about this new program that she's putting together for nonprofits. So when we're out and about connecting with nonprofits, we're saying, you know what? You're looking to do a fundraiser. Let me connect you with Tia. She has a brand new program that is going to help you to not only bring more clientele to your events, but also make you profitable because she has set up a matrix to help you get there. I could not
And
do
receive
that without
referrals. And receive
I could
referrals.
not do that exactly. And I could not be able to explain that without the relationship that we've built with Tia through our weekly meetings by her showing that presentation. And so being in a room with a bunch of people who are not on my payroll, but are being my champions who are out there listening actively for the referrals and helping me to close business is key. So if you're able to find a referral networking group, whether it be BNI or another organization, it is key that you be consistent, that you be in the room, that you make sure that you can speak about your passions and that you understand your business well and who your perfect client is. If you have not drawn what that perfect client looks like in your mind, that is first step when you're working in a referral networking group because you cannot say someone, anyone, anybody, um, your friends, because we don't have Rolodexes to have someone, anyone, or anyone, or everybody in our Rolodexes. We have names of people. We have Shelby Tuck Horton. We have Tarsha Givens. We are looking for those people in our minds when you say, I need to connect with Shelby Tuck Horton because I know that she is a coach and that she helps and she's been officiating and she's been in the wedding industry and she's a master. Like when you can say people specifically, they'll find you. Next point, please. Networking opportunities with the association memberships like ABC. Whenever you can be in an association that has a global reach, you need to take advantage of the global reaches. You need to be connecting with people in other states, in other regions, in other countries, so that if an opportunity comes up for you to do a wedding in that region, you have a connection. You have someone who already has a long catalog of people that you can reach out to service your events. You have people who can help you to not make pitfalls that destination weddings make when they get there and they don't know all the ins and outs, or they can't communicate well with the people in those regions. So using and building those relationships help you to become an expert with your business because you have resources. Your client appreciates you because you have resources outside of just the scope of where you live or where you do business. Next point. Local chamber events are an excellent way to make connections, looking at who's coming to those events, which we'll be talking about, who you connect with, already having in mind who you're looking to connect with, whether it be the host of the event, the sponsors of the event, or people who are going to be at the event. Finding out who typically attends them is to your benefit because then you can go on with the strategic plan to work the room. Next one. Expos and trade shows. Great way to meet vendors, great way to get strategic partners and to meet other planners. So that if for some reason you get an event and you can't handle it, you can't work it, you're busy, you're sick, you're traveling, you have people not only in the association, but also other members of the professional wedding community that you can depend on. So again, establishing yourself as being able to work with them and they'll be able to refer business to you. Maybe it's a client they don't particularly want to work with because of whatever reason, but maybe it would be a good fit for you. So always looking, what's the next level of this? How can we get to referring business between one another? Next one. Local business socials, going to Eventbrite, putting in a search for your area. You can find a ton of local business socials that you can attend. Some have a very low cost, some may be even free. Taking advantage of those events just gets your name out and your brand out in a local sense and helps you to feel a part of the community. You can volunteer for those business socials so that you can again put your name out there. You can be a sponsor of some part of local business socials. Maybe you help to provide the wine for the social. Always be thinking ahead. How can I put my name out there, but keep my costs down? So providing a small piece of it goes a long way. Next one. Destination management organizations and convention visitor bureaus, the CVBs in different locations. So maybe you want to do weddings in Florida, or maybe you want to do weddings in Las Vegas. These organizations are the number one networking opportunity for you to meet their sales team, find out when they're doing events, be involved in the events, volunteer to be part of the events, so that again, your name, your face, your brand, that you're always available to come help, that you've traveled into the area and learned about their about Vegas or learned about Florida is always going to be putting you top of mind, because once they see you really actively selling their area. So, say you are working with the CVB in Vegas and they see you always coming in and bringing your clients to Vegas, they're going to start to help you get perks, and they're going to start to help you to connect with other people and to help you connect with the best vendors and help you to make sure that you know when the biggest things are coming up or a new hotel is being built. So, those are the relationships that you want to establish. Next one. Conference and retreats. There are a ton of wedding industry conferences and retreats, depending on what level of wedding services you want to provide, or simply just a general conference that covers pretty much everything from the A's to the A, B, and C's, just like ABC does with their annual conference. Putting yourself in front of others in the industry, participating in the conferences, not only for your education, but also to market yourself. And again, to make connections. You're going to have people from all over the world coming to those conferences. You should make it your business to not leave there until you have no less than 10 to 15 new contacts that you reach out to every 90 days. And we're going to talk about that in a moment as well. Travel fams are huge. If you are doing the sandals program with ABC, going on those fam trips, meeting their salespeople, meeting the people that will greet and handle your brides when they're going to be there. When they start to see you, and know you by name and know that you come to the fan trips and then you start, I bet you Tia could tell you the name of every sandals person that she works with because she is a fantastic destination wedding planner with sandals. Her being in front of them constantly and talking to them constantly, I'm sure that her name is top of the list when they're looking at the couples that are coming in who might need Tia services. So making sure that you're connecting even when you're selling and getting a commission, it's still about building your brand and building the relationships that help you to bring more money to the table. Next slide. Now, this is the important part. If you don't take anything away today, we're going to make sure that you get these next few points before we deep dive into some more things about referral networking. Next slide. So when you're getting ready to go to events or you're researching events, you want to deep dive into what this event is about, who's going to be there. So let's take a look at a few key points. So you want to get all the scoop. Be prepared, well prepared. Know who you want to meet before you walk into the room. And we're going to go through some points so you can keep clicking. What organization is hosting the event? Next one. Who are the sponsors? Next one. Who has been invited? Are all the attendees listed? Will there be a registration list provided post-event? Please do not spam registration lists that you get from events. Be intentional, be selective, spend your time on who you think will be your optimal clients, vendor, or professional. If you go through a list of 50, without intention, you will be wasting your time and you will probably not get the return that you want. So make sure that you're looking through, again, know your why. Why are you going through this list? What are you looking to connect for and why you want to connect with that person so that when you reach out, you're not just rambling about who you are and what you do. You are intentionally saying, I want to make a connection with you. I think we have a synergy. We work in the same circles. I see on LinkedIn that you know XYZ. We've been great friends. Be intentional about your reach outs. Next one. If you know the person hosting the event very well, ask them who you should connect with at the event that you're attending. They would love to talk about all the people that they have, but asking them who they think that you would be a good connection with would definitely be key. Next one. Are there breakout sessions that are more in line with your business development? How do you want to maximize your time? Just like when you get your ABC schedule and you go through and you see all the breakouts, what is an intentional breakout that resonates with your business and helps you to level up? Always be looking to gain something from the time that you're spending. Next one. And if it's an opportunity to get a certificate for attendance, I know ABC, when you attend the state meeting, you get points to go into your notebook that goes towards becoming your next certification. So make sure that if you have that opportunity, that you know about that opportunity and you follow up. Because many times certificates get left on the table, continuing education gets left on the table because people don't ask the question. Now, let's look at creating the plan for the event. Next one. Avoid small talk. Smart talk is key. Next point. And you can actually click through all of these. I'll just talk to them. So Dr. Ivan Meisner, who's the founder of BNI, which is the Business Network International, says when you are meeting new people, you should lead with curiosity, listen with intent, and connect with purpose. Forget about talking about the weather. Those conversations go nowhere, help no one, and get you no referrals. What you want to do is make sure that you're asking questions that spark conversation and show true interest in people. And that's why you want to be intentional when you're going to these meetings, especially if you know who's in the room, you know who you're going to be connecting with and why. It's going to help with the conversation. So first you want to ask them questions like, what inspired you to start the business or pursue that career? Next one. What kind of clients do you enjoy working with most? What was your biggest win of the year? You want to ask these questions. One, they're open-ended. They give the person the opportunity to talk about themselves. When you allow someone to talk about themselves, they're going to feel obligated to allow you to talk about yourself. So when you allow them to talk about themselves, they're going to turn the mic and say, "Now tell me about you." Now you have not just interjected yourself or injected yourself into a conversation, say, "You know what? I'm Sylvia Miller and I do all of these things." You found out about them. You've got them excited about all the possibilities of networking and excited about talking about themselves. And now they will do the same for you. Be sure to listen and repeat. The reason you want to listen and repeat is one, so you don't forget it, because later you're going to be able to use what they said as part of the follow-up conversation. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Next one. You want to be authentic. You're looking to build a relationship. So don't go in being someone else. Be yourself first and foremost. Make sure that you are engaged and looking in their eyes, that you're standing with an open body. You don't have your arms crossed. You can put your hands in your pockets, but make sure that you feel welcome and opening in your presentation. Body language is everything. You could be having a conversation with someone, but the moment you cross their arms, they're like, "She's not listening." Don't be that person. Keep the conversation very open. Ask how you can help them to connect. Who are you looking to connect with? Have you been to this event before? If you've been to the event before or you know lots of people in the room, ask them who you can introduce them to. That speaks volumes. If you introduce them to someone and then they'll look around the room, they're like, "Who do I know? Who do I know?" They were like, do you know this person? They'll start connecting you as well. So that is being strategic and intentional when you're working in the room. And you want to make sure that just like they're going to ask you this question, because you're going to ask them, what is the perfect client referral for you? I asked someone that at a networking event, and he looked at me like I had 14 heads. And I was like, "What's wrong?" He was like, "No one's ever asked me that." And I was like, "Okay, but what's your answer? I really want to know." So, like, making that connection, and we to this day are still connected. We're friends on LinkedIn, we're friends on Facebook. And when I lost my job of 25 years, he was one of the first people to message me and say, "Hey, I just started a new job recruiting for this brand. Would you be interested?" Because I know we had a great conversation a few months ago. We've been in contact. I'd be happy to help you find something else. And so those are the conversations that you need to be sparking in the room, how people want to help you and are eager to help you. All right, let's go to our next slide. And we're going to talk about, did I skip one? Go back. Did I skip one? Yes, I did skip one. Ask them if there's a time to connect to learn more about them and see if you can refer one another. Never leave a networking event having those contacts without setting up the stage that this is not the end. I enjoyed our conversation and I want to take it further. How can we connect after this today? Can we catch up for coffee? Can we catch up for lunch? Now, I don't suggest you just go willy-nilly and meeting a whole bunch of random people in not public places, but being intentional, making sure that if you had a great conversation, don't let it die that night. You've got steps that you got to follow the next day. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so following up. Okay, I'm doing good on time. So following up is almost as important as being prepared walking in the room. That follow up, it's time to cultivate the connection that you just made. Dr. Ivan Meisner, again, the founder of BNI, says networking is more about farming than it is about hunting. It's about cultivating the relationship. When you farm, you plant the seed, you water the seed, you nurture it, you get rid of all the weeds, you continue to make sure that it's being well taken care of. And when it grows, you harvest it, but you continue to plant the seeds. And so that's how you want to think about your networking. You want to be intentional. You want to make sure that you're cultivating the relationships. So those relationships take you further, get you in other rooms, get you in front of bigger audiences. Dr. Cheryl Woods, I remember when she was first breaking out and doing small conferences and coming to talk to us at ABC. And we could see then how dynamic she was going to be. And now she's world renowned. She's traveling all over the world doing it. And that's because she continued to cultivate the relationships that continue to put her in the room. She did the work that it takes to make the relationships eventually work for your business. Will everything turn into a business opportunity? No, but don't count it out because it doesn't work in the first 60 days, the 90 days, a year, because the more you continue to connect with those relationships, the more they'll keep you in mind. You'll be like, you know what? I haven't talked to Sylvia in a while, but this might be right up her alley. Let me reach out and see if she's still doing this. Those are the folks that you want to keep at your side because they're going to continue to remember you as long as you remember them. It's a two-way street. Don't make it one way because eventually they will cut you off. All right, let's move to the next. Now we want you to take some action steps. And Shelby, you can release all of these at once because it's a few different points.
Oops.
That's too far. All right. And you guys can screenshot this. I gave Shelby the deck and I made sure it was compliant with BNI so you can share it out. But you want to send an email the following business day to the contacts that you made at that networking event. And I say business day because sometimes things are on Fridays, the weekend gets crazy, but do not forget because everyone else in the room, if it's 10 people, maybe one other person other than yourself might reach out to them. But if you wait too long, they will forget about the conversation. They will forget you. And then you've got to start all over again. They'll be like, I met you where? You never want someone that you had a great conversation with to say, I met you at what? Because that means you waited too long. So I would love you to send a follow-up email that says, I enjoyed meeting you. I would love to learn more about your business and the services and products that you offer. And I want to see how we can connect to help each other. When you open that door, it sets a whole different expectation of them. You are not trying to sell them on anything. You're not trying to book them to do an event with them. You are trying to establish an ongoing relationship with them that's going to last the time. It is not a season. It is not a limited time offer. You are opening the door to say, I want to know you better than just the conversation that we had last night. And the fact that I want to help you grow, and I'm hoping that you'll do the same for me. Keep your emails short and sweet to the point. Don't send them bulleted paragraphs and graphs and your brochure and your website and all of that. Keep it simple first. That will come. And you can do that when you guys meet in person so that you don't overwhelm them. Because if a list was sent out, 9 times out of 10, they got 200 emails that they did not want to begin with. So if you keep it short and sweet, they'll be able to see. And because you were quick on the return, they will get you first. Include a scheduling link or suggest the day that you have completely open so they can say, yeah, I can meet on Friday. Or, yep, I'll click on this link and I'll plug myself right into your schedule. If you don't have a scheduling link, Microsoft now has booking through Teams. You also have Calendly. There's so many different scheduling links that you can use, but make sure it works. Click it yourself, test it. Make sure you don't send them a broken link. If you have an upcoming event that you think that they might benefit in attending, invite them to attend. Say, hey, I'm going to X ABC state meeting next weekend. I think it'll be a great opportunity for you to meet other professionals in the industry. Why don't you come on by? And then send them the link, of course. And keep in mind, you are building a relationship. So don't spam them. Don't over text them. Don't call 15 times. If you call once or twice and they don't answer, say, hey, we really had a great conversation. When time allows in the future for us to connect, feel free to give me a call and leave it at that. And then you're going to follow up in 90 days and say, hey, I hadn't heard from you in a while. Just wanted to check in and say, I'm going to X event. Wanted to see if you might be there so that we could connect and meet some other folks in the room. Like, if you really had a serious conversation at the networking event, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to ghost you. But if you do get ghost, life could be lifing. Don't get mad. Just continue to let them know that you are the professional, that you want to build a relationship. And then if you do it once or twice and you don't get any response, then keep them on a log that you'll follow up at the first of the year. Happy New Year. Just wanted to wish you prosperity in your business. You're setting the tone. You're telling them, I really enjoyed talking with you. Once again, I don't want to give up on the relationship. I think we have something there, and see where it goes. I'm guaranteeing you they'll get back to you. Um, Make sure when you do meet, you send a note after meeting. Handwritten note goes a long way, but sending a note to say, hey, it was great meeting you again, and I really enjoyed having coffee. Definitely look forward to seeing you in the future. And take note of interesting things. Remember when I said make sure you're actively listening when you guys are having that networking event conversation? Take notes of things that they said for personal milestones. If they mention a work anniversary, yeah, I'll be 35 years next year. Put that on the back of their business card when you leave, so that when it gets to 2025, or say they said it was in December you send them a note on the first that says, oh, by the way, wanted to wish you a happy 35th work anniversary, or they said that they were going on a cool trip. How was Santa Fe? Like, keep it personal, because that lets them know that you really took interest in them and that you were truly paying attention to the conversation. Next slide, please. So let's talk a little bit about the referral networking and BNI, which I am personally thoroughly invested in. Go to next slide. And so we know that there are so many ways that you can market. You can do radio advertisements, television, social media, print. A lot of it is super expensive and typically does not bring you a dollar. I've done radio, I've done social media, I've done print. And I can't tell you how many times my business partner and I looked at each other and be like, what did we just spend that money for? We got some of the craziest people in the room. We got crazy calls. It just, I was like, did we really just spend for us to be in here wondering if we were going to make it out alive? Like, that type of stuff. So, we understand that when you have to look at the grand scheme of things in your marketing, that it can be expensive, but depending on your investment and what that brings to the table, it may be very, very worth it to do that investment, and will be worth it. Next slide. So with referral-based networking, we are across the world. So we are a global organization. BNI allows you to look at networking in a whole different light. And so we know when we're looking at what top sales and marketing priorities for any business would be, lead generation is number one, because without leads, without referrals, there is no business, without the word of mouth. And so it's top priority. So you have to spend time to be able to make sure that you have a consistent flow of business coming through, whether it's generated through Wedding Wire, whether it's through different ads that you're doing, or your Google page. All of those things, alignable, spending time in there in connection. I know you can get 900 emails from alignable, but again, making those connections and getting referrals from those people are key. Next one. And so referral networking is the most effective lead generation strategy. 91%, you can't see this, kind of small, but at the top of that, where it's circled, it says referrals, and at the end of it, it says 91%. Referral networking is 91% effective versus anything else. One, because the people who are referring you know, either very personally or at least within 1 to 2 touches away from them, almost like you look at your LinkedIn, it says you have a number one, first connection, second connection, third connection. It's usually either 1, 2, or 3 when you're talking referral networking. Someone knows someone, or knows someone who knows someone that can get you where you need to be. Sorry, I had set a timer so I wouldn't go over my 45 minutes to make sure I had questions. But being able to be referred really helps you to get into those rooms that you might not be able to get in organically. Next slide, please. And so BNI is comprised of entrepreneurs and business professionals like yourselves, who are part of the largest referral networking organization in the world. We have 355,000 global members. We have 11,600 chapters. I'm personally managing 14, working on 15 and 16 as we speak. The lead generation is what I want you to really take note of this. There were 17.8 million referrals that generated $26.5 billion that's a B, $billion in revenue. How many people could use part of that $26.5 billion? You could just do like this. A lot of us, right? And so it is super key that we spend time every week, 90 minutes a week, getting to know each other so that we can help to collect our portion of that $26.5 billion. Next one. And so Dr. Ivan Meisner really had a true vision in 1985. He really wanted to change the way the world was doing business. His vision was no longer were we just going to walk into rooms, collect business cards, go home with those business cards, and not make a single dime. We weren't being effective in our networking. So referral networking groups such as BNI give you the opportunity to effectively market your business, create a marketing team, and those people help you to get the referrals that you need to be able to close more business. Next one. And we speak that in our mission statement. So our mission statements says that we help our members increase their business through a structured, positive, professional referral marketing program, because it's just not a meeting. There's so much more to referral networking. There's training, there's skill sets, all those different things to help you to be able to develop long-term, meaningful relationships with quality business professional. Everyone who comes in is interviewed and vetted to make sure that they are not going to just be your fly-by-night, inconsistent partners in the room. We want strategically minded, business-minded professionals in the room who are going to help people to grow their business. Next one. And so, what does BNI access look like on both the local and global levels? Most chapters have 25 plus members. Again, this is a global organization, so you go into a global directory. So if you're doing destination weddings, perfect, because you can attend a BNI meeting anywhere that you can find it in the world. If you are in South America and Brazil, you want to go there. If you want to go to, you're in Puerto Rico, you want to be there, you can. They're all over the US and all over the world. It's a group, again, of like-minded professionals who come together weekly to give each other qualified referrals. Again, that 1, 2, or 3 connection, and each member has an exclusive seat. So today, I had been wooing Mrs. Olympia Boardley, who is a Maryland, D.C. Member of ABC, to please come and visit one of my BNI chapters because of Orb's Royal Treatment, right? Her travel company. Because I was like, travel agents make a killing in BNI because everyone in the room wants to plan a trip. And so she is attending a meeting as we speak. So I can't wait to talk to her after she finishes attending that meeting, because she's going to be, if she decides to join it, she's going to be the exclusive travel agent in that chapter, but she can also visit other chapters that don't have a travel agent and get their business too. And if she wants to connect with people that are in China, in Dubai, in South America, in Panama, wherever in the world she wants to connect, in Canada, she has the opportunity to do so. So she is really going to be able to expand her reach. And I love that the chapters are independently operated by a leadership team that we help to set up clear expectations and accountability. So let's move to the next one. So what's next? Now that I've told you a bit about BNI, because I just wanted to give you just a taste of what the referral networking, but I really wanted you guys to focus on what your networking strategy is going to be. Let's go to the next slide. And so in looking, and you can go ahead and let those bullet points out, Shelby will go through those, because I want to make sure we still have time for 1 or 2 questions. And so I want everyone to screenshot this and save this, because this is your homework. I want you guys to take that list that you started on earlier. I want you to think about what your budget is going to be for the next quarter. That's April through June. I want you to research upcoming events, Google, Ask AI, social media, Eventbrite, LinkedIn. Make a wish list of events for the next 3 months. What events can you attend in those next 3 months? Again, be honest with yourself. What can you dedicate your time to? Don't overextend. Be consistent. Write out your why for each of the events that you selected. Find out who else is attending. If you have a team, should they attend with you so you can divide and conquer the room? No closed huddles. No closed huddles mean if it's 3 or 4 of you, please don't make a closed circle and have conversation when you're at a networking event. Have a half circle at all times. Half circle allows people to enter the conversation and approach you. If you have a closed circle, no one can break in and no one will network with you. You guys will be there just entertaining yourselves. Not a good look. Prepare that I am the owner of, I specialize in, that fit each event. If you know that it is a high-end luxury wedding expo that you're going to, what makes you special about your luxury events? What makes it special about the balloons that you do? That you customize calligraphy, you do acrylic work. Make sure that you're letting them know that not only am I a wedding planner, I am a event planner, I'm an industry professional. What is it that makes me special above everyone else in this room? Prepare your strategy, your follow-up strategy. What will you email? What will you say? Are you texting your new connections? Use AI to help you with the content to make it flow better. But please don't use it if it does not sound like you. If it doesn't sound like you, keep telling it, make it warmer, make it funnier, make it more concise, make it a little bit more contemporary, make it a little bit more edgy. Get it to where it sounds just like you. Because if you send them and then they talk to you and they're like, it don't sound like the person that emailed me, not a good look either. Make sure you have your booking link so that they can connect with you easily. And get your smart talk questions and be armed with them when you go into those events so that you don't just talk about the weather and the O's and the Cowboys and the Commanders, that you actually are coming away with real usable content to build that relationship. Next slide, please. And I hope that you have gotten some great nuggets. I hope that you guys are able to go into the rooms to help level up your businesses. And of course, here's all my contact information if you want to do a one-to-one to learn more about leveling up your networking skills, or want to attend a BNI meeting so that you can figure if, or you can decide if being in a referral networking group would be right for you. Please reach out. Thank you.
Sylvia, thank you so much. That was so many nuggets. We have 1 minute. 1 minute if anyone has a question for Sylvia. Sylvia, you see anything? Are you looking at the chat? Just
Let's see. That was amazing. Maybe get copies of the slides, moving to this new state, so this would be helpful. Yes, absolutely. I'm always intentional about sending follow-up emails. Great. Continue to do that. Thanks for the reminder, jumping off. Excellent. Well, again, I am available for one-to-ones. Is there a chapter in Georgia? There are many in Georgia. I can definitely help you connect.
Any last question before I let Sylvia go? She is out of town and she agreed to do this while she was traveling. So, Sylvia, I thank you so much. This was wonderful. I don't
Thank
see any
you.
other questions.
Nope.
So, thank you all for attending. Sylvia, again, thank you. And I'll see everyone on April 15th.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.